Hello, loves. It's Catherine here from Self-Unity with your weekly collective energy update for the week of July 11th through July 17th. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I'm so honored and grateful and excited for you to be here with me today and to be able to receive the messages of divine guidance that I'm going to be delivering today. So thank you for being here. Now, before we get into pulling cards today, I do want to talk about what's going on in the cosmos. So first off, we have the full moon in Capricorn, woohoo, on Wednesday, July 13th. So I know that over these past few weeks, over these past few days, we have been really feeling a pushback from our spirit guides, from our spirit team, from the universe, as we have been trying to receive something or trying to build up to something, but there's been this kind of push and pull energy going on there. And so as we come up on this full moon in Capricorn, it's like we're going to finally be reaching the destination, or finally be receiving the guidance, or being able to see the full picture as to why things were moving a little bit more slowly than normal, okay? And with the full moon being in the sign of Capricorn, Capricorns are very hard workers. They can tend to be know-it-alls a little bit. You know, they're very intuitive, intuitively wise. You know, they have a lot of wisdom within them. And so I feel that when we come up on this full moon in Capricorn, you're going to be able to tap into that infinite wisdom and finally reach that understanding, that like energy of being wise and knowing exactly why you had to go through what you went through to come up on this point that the full moon in Capricorn is going to be revealing to you, okay? So just a little bit more time, you know, just be a little bit more patient with these push and pull energies. This full moon in Capricorn is going to be illuminating everything for you so you can see it all with more clarity, okay? And then the other transit that we're going to be going through is on Sunday, July 17th. Venus is entering the sign of Cancer. Now, Venus is the planet of love, and Cancer is the sign of the mother, of nurturing, of you know, emotions and fertility, okay? So with Venus entering Cancer towards the end of this week, okay, you are going to be called to really come back into yourself and to honor the love that you need for yourself, and to start providing yourself with the type of love that you most need, okay? So it's almost like you're going to be called to start mothering and nurturing yourself. All right, so it's a really beautiful energy that's going to come through. I don't think there's going to be too many messages about Venus entering Cancer this week, because that transit's not going to take place till the end of the week, early on next week. So make sure that you tune in to next week's collective energy update as well. If you haven't yet, you know, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on it and you can get notified when I post it. But I feel that next week's collective reading will have a little bit more insight into what's going to be going on when Venus enters Cancer, whereas this week we're probably going to be receiving more messages of guidance on the full moon in Capricorn energy. All right, but let's go ahead and get into today's reading. Before I start pulling cards, though, I do want to offer you all some tips of guidance while listening to these messages. So first off, if you receive an intuitive thought or an intuitive feeling that something I'm talking about can be applied to a specific situation in your life, that is your intuition telling you, yes, this is what she's talking about. This is what it means for you personally. That's your intuition letting you know. All right, so make sure that you're honoring and listening to your intuition above all. The second thing is, this is a collective reading, so there are many different people tuning in and watching this reading. So if something doesn't resonate with you, don't try to force it to fit where it doesn't fit. Just let it go. It's probably meant for somebody else, and go ahead and move on to the next thing that does resonate with you, loves. All right, so let's go ahead and start pulling cards. So for today's reading, we are using the Wildwood Tarot, and then I do have my oracle cards beside me as well, and I'll let you know the names of those decks as I pull from them. So while I'm shuffling the deck, if you have any questions for your spirit guides, for God, the universe, your angels, go ahead and ask those questions now, and trust that you will receive the answers in the divine's perfect timing. All right, so let's see what's going on for this week of July 11th through July 17th. What do you need to know? All right, I'm going to take that card. I'm going to pull a couple more and then we'll get into the messages. Oh, we have a jumper. So this one's actually flipped over. We have 15, the Guardian. And I believe this is the Devil in traditional tarot. Okay, we're going to take this one. We also have Knight of Vessels, the Eel. All right, let me get 2 more. Let's get 1 more. All right, I'm going to take that bottom card. Okay, so I ended up flipping these over. So we also have 18, the Moon. So we have 2 major arcana already. Oh, the Moon on water. And then we have 8 of Bows, Hearthfire. All right, and then let's see what these first 2 are here. We have Page of Vessels, the Otter. So we have 2 vessels. This represents cups in traditional tarot, representing emotions. And then we have 10, the Wheel. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, we had this card last week. So we are still in that transitioning phase. All right, let's see what's going on with the energies here. Okay, loves, yeah. So I feel that this week is inviting us to start crossing that line, to start crossing like the finish line, to start breaking through those barriers that you have put up for yourself. Okay, it's almost like you've set, I'm seeing like Spirit has been trying to get you to transition, to change paths in some way, some shape or form. Maybe you've been working on breaking through, you know, habits that weren't serving you. Maybe you've been, you know, reflecting on the relationships that you have in your life and realizing that, you know, there are certain people in your life that aren't really serving you and your growth. Maybe they are, you know, taking more than they're giving, like you're the one giving and they're the one that's just constantly taking, and you're not really getting anything out of that relationship for yourself. And so you've been working on, you know, setting clear boundaries with them. And so what I'm seeing here, it's like you've also been a little bit resistant to that though. So it's like, you know, that there are things in your life that have been needing some type of change, some type of transformation, but you've been in these spaces of allowing yourself to become comfortable with it. Okay, so also I'm seeing like maybe you've been working at a job that you just don't really like anymore. It's boring. Maybe you're doing the same thing day in and day out. Maybe you've reached out, you've asked your boss to take on more work or to learn new things, but they weren't giving it to you. And so it's like you're in this, you know, this job where you're not really growing and you're just kind of staying in the same place, not moving forward. And you know that, okay? So this can be applied to anything, not just a job. Like I said, relationships, habits that you have, you know, allowed yourself to be comfortable with. You know, like maybe you come home at night and instead of, you know, working on that business idea, you turn on the TV and you just kind of zone out. But, you know, you could be using that time to better serve you and your growth for your future self, okay? So you've been aware that these changes have been needed to be being made, okay? But Spirit has been trying to kind of push you into finally making those changes. And so that's why, like in last week's reading, we talked about how Spirit may have taken something away from you. So a relationship may have been taken away from you, a job may have been taken away from you, you know, maybe you got fired or let go, maybe you had to move locations all of a sudden, okay? So it's like Spirit is forcing you to finally make the changes that you have known for some time that you needed to make. And now this week I'm seeing that it's all being integrated on an emotional level, okay? Because when we have to go through changes, it can be very emotional, it can be very rocky, there can be a lot of resistance because you've been in that space of being so comfortable with these old ways of being that when you're forced into these spaces of change, it's like, you know, you're walking into unknown spaces. You don't know what's going to happen. And that's why it's taken you so long to finally start taking these steps and making these changes. But now I feel that you're finally moving past that fear of the unknown and you're realizing that, you know, this is it. It's like that energy of now or never. It's like you make this change now or you never make this change and you're going to stay stuck where you've always been stuck. Okay, so this week is teaching you all about growth and surrender, letting go, trusting in the divine and where the divine is taking you, where the universe is taking you, and also trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, because on an intuitive level and a heart-based level, you know that you've been needing to make these changes. And now it's like it's coming full circle and you're starting to really sink into honoring and trusting what your heart has been speaking to you for so long, okay? Okay, I'm also seeing with this Eight of Bows, the hearth fire, that there is some type of celebration coming up. Okay, so some of you may be having a birthday this week. Maybe somebody in your family is having a birthday celebration. Maybe you recently had a birthday celebration. I'm also seeing like it's just like a celebration of finally accepting and integrating these changes that you're wanting to make. So I'm seeing like it's interesting energy here. Okay, so what I'm seeing is like you've known for so long that you've been needing to make these changes, and now this week, especially with the full moon in Capricorn, you're going to be propelled into accepting that it's time to make these changes. And maybe you've already been taking like small steps here and there to fully integrate these changes on a physical level, but this week it's all about integrating the emotional aspect as well, being comfortable with the uncomfortable and fully surrendering yourself to the divine, to your intuition, and just kind of following where your heart is guiding you to go. And even though it can be a little bit comfortable, I feel like you're going to be really excited and wanting to celebrate yourself for finally taking that leap, taking that jump into those unknown spaces, and fully surrendering to your intuition, to your spirit guides, to God, to the universe. Okay, so it's like you're going to want to celebrate yourself for taking a leap of faith on yourself and trusting in what your heart has been trying to tell you, what your heart has been trying to guide you towards. Okay, so if there's something that you want to do to honor yourself, to celebrate yourself, going out for a drink with some friends, maybe treating yourself to like some Starbucks. I'm seeing like somebody maybe you don't eat a lot of, like, maybe you don't go out a lot to eat or like to get coffee. Maybe you always make coffee at home, but you're wanting to like go out to Starbucks or something. I don't know why that's coming through. That could be for somebody specific. I'm also seeing like maybe you're going to be meeting somebody at Starbucks, maybe meeting somebody new, or like doing I'm seeing like maybe you're trying to buy something from someone and you meet at a Starbucks. So something with Starbucks is coming up. Maybe somebody's leaving their job at Starbucks or starting a new job with Starbucks. All right. That's interesting message there. It's for somebody specific. Okay, let's talk about the numbers here too. So we have 8 of bows, and then we also have 18 with the 8. Okay, so 8s represent abundance, and they also represent the energy of karma. What goes around comes around. Okay, so be mindful of what you're putting out there, because what you're putting out there, what you say about yourself, what you say about others, it always comes back around to you. So be mindful of that. You may also be receiving some type of windfall of abundance. This doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. It could be a gift from somebody. It could be the abundance of a new connection, a new relationship with somebody. It could be a job. All right, and then we also have Knight, which represents the number 12. We have Page of Vessels, number 11, and we have 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so if we put all these together, it's like taking steps. We have 10, 11, and 12. So you are taking steps. Okay, you're moving towards new spaces. You may be seeing the numbers 11, 111, or like, series of the number 1 a lot. That could be an angel number for somebody. All right, and then another message coming through with the symbolism here is this skeleton. Somebody maybe like have some type of obsession with skeletons, or maybe like skulls, like my little skull here. All right, maybe you collect skulls, maybe you're getting a crystal skull soon. I've also been personally like really excited. I know it may seem a little bit early, but You guys know I love witchy things. I love spooky things. I'm getting really excited for Halloween coming up in like a few months. I know it still seems far out, but I'm excited. And so some of you may also be feeling that energy, getting excited for the upcoming fall season. And maybe you're starting to like prepare for that time by, you know, purchasing some spooky skeleton things or spooky things for your house. All right. Any other messages, Spirit? Okay, one other message coming through with this 10, the wheel. We have like a loom on there. So some of you may actually be being guided to really tap into your own unique creativity or creative skills. Maybe you're working on developing your creative skills in something specific because this is a loom. Maybe you're thinking of starting to make your own clothes, design your own clothing line. Maybe you're getting into crochet or you know, using a loom specifically because that is a loom on there. I'm also seeing knitting, crochet, painting as well. So maybe somebody's going to be painting soon. All right, I think that's it for the messages with these cards. Let's go ahead and pull some other oracle cards. So I'm going to pull a couple cards from this deck here. This is the Sacred Geometry of Relationships Oracle. So let's see what comes through. If they will shuffle for me. Let's give it one more shuffle. Yeah, these cards don't want to shuffle. So we'll just do it this way. I know this bottom card wants to come out. Let's get one more. One more card. Or should I get one more? No. All right, so we're going to take these two here. Okay, so first we have 32 presents. It's time to be present with yourself. Pull yourself back into the present moment. Okay, and this one here says the energy of presence supports our ability to focus our full attention and stay in the here and now. All right, and then our other card here is 7th chakra. 7, number 7. All right, and this says the energy of the crown chakra supports our feeling of being connected to a higher power and part of a larger whole. Yes, okay. So with these two cards, I'm feeling that, again, like I said before, a lot of you are going to finally be allowing yourself to surrender to the will of the divine, to the will of the universe, which when you do that, it forces you to have to be present. It forces you to have to come back to the present moment and take it step by step, because when you are operating from a space of your higher power, from your highest self, when you're connected to your higher self, you're connected to God, you're connected to the universe, and you're allowing them to take the wheel and to guide you to those spaces that you need to be in. The only choice you have is to be present. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of you may be having to go through this questioning, like this self-questioning throughout your day of, okay, I did that, Spirit, what's next? And then really, you know, tapping into your intuition and honoring what your intuition is guiding you to do, versus kind of, you know, living in your head, operating through logic, operating through your ego. So this week is going to be sort of testing you and your ability to trust what your heart is guiding you to do versus what may make sense more logically to do. Because I see that if you start taking steps from a logical standpoint, you're going to keep hitting that brick wall. You're going to be hit with resistance, because intuitively, emotionally, from your heart center, it's going to feel wrong if you're doing things from a logical point, okay? Because when you do things from a logical point of view, sometimes it's operating from this space of worry, like I have to do this because if I don't do this, then I won't receive this. Okay, so it's almost like the energy of, you know, working at a shitty job that you hate just to get a paycheck because you have to pay the bills. Okay, so this week is asking you to kind of take a leap of faith on yourself and trust that, you know, even if you decide to leave that shitty job because it's not serving you, there's no ability to grow or to ascend any further than, you know, where you are in that space of comfort, then, you know, this week is inviting you to trust yourself, trust your intuition and where it's guiding you, and to leave that job, and to trust that the universe will still be providing that abundance, that financial support for you to be able to live and to pay your bills. But you have to be honoring your intuition 100%. And also, you know, connecting with your higher self and trusting in God, the universe, to guide you to those spaces that are going to give you that support. Okay, so make sure you're coming back to the present moment. I'm also, with this 32 presents, I feel I'm receiving this message of guidance that some of you may need to look into sacred geometry and really meditate on this. Like, if you need to, screenshot this and meditate on this image, because I feel that that may be very healing for some of you. So your intuition will guide you to know if that message is meant for you and if you need to meditate on this symbol specifically. Okay, I feel that there's a lot of codes in it for some of you that's going to help to guide you to being more present. This symbol also looks to me like those you know, those graphs when you're like trying to find similarities in things, or like a pros cons kind of graph, like which one will be better, you know. So like you write you know, like what's great about this topic here, what's great about this topic here, what's great about this topic here, and then you write the similarities like in the middle of it. Spirit's not giving me a specific example, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, love, so let's go ahead and let's pull some last cards here. I'm going to pull some affirmations for you all, and then we're going to pull some self-care cards for this week. So this is from the Super Attractor Oracle deck. Oops. Okay, Spirit's saying that these cards don't want to shuffle anymore. Like, I'm not able to shuffle them anymore. All right, let's see what is our affirmations for the week. There we go. We got one. Let's get two more. And let's get one more. Okay, so these are some affirmations to help us throughout this week. So first we have, my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. Yes. If you feel called to, you can screenshot this affirmation, refer to it throughout this week. All right, so my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. Yes, what did we talk about with that number 8? What you put out comes back to you. I am seeing that some of you may be having a difficult time connecting to the feeling of joy because you are going through so much change, and because you're being guided into spaces of the unknown, into spaces of feeling uncomfortable, because that's what change is. And so, you know, it can be a little bit comfortable to automatically sink into those feelings of joy and trusting and putting your faith in love, putting your trust in spirit and God and the universe. And so I am being guided to recommend gratitude. Okay, gratitude is the number one way to help shift yourself into a higher vibration. I don't want to say it's the number one way, but it's the number one way for me, at least. And Spirit's guiding you to also, you know, if you feel called to start some type of gratitude practice. And I'm saying that this is the number one way because when you are in a space of worry and fear of, like, you know, what's next, what's to come, you kind of lose sight of what you have, where you've been, what you've gone through. And so when you come back into a space of gratitude, or you come into a gratitude practice, you're recognizing and you're focusing on the good things in life. You're focusing on those positive things in life that you do have, that do support you, that do care for you. Okay, so it doesn't take long to do a gratitude practice. You know, you can pause this video and say some messages of gratitude right now, to yourself, to God, to the universe. Just say thank you and recognize the things that you have, that you do love, and that you are grateful for. Okay, you can also do this through writing. You know, draw out the things you're grateful for, however you feel called to, you know, have some type of gratitude practice. All right, this next one we have is, true manifestations are powered by service and love. True manifestations are powered by service and love. All right, love. So this is saying, you know, if you receive an intuitive nudge, intuitive guidance to go somewhere, to do something, to call somebody, you have to follow through with it. If you want to receive your manifestations, you have to also meet it halfway by taking the action steps that you're being guided to take. All right, and do so, you know, in that energy of love and trust and faith. And our last affirmation here is, when I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Yes, this week is all about connecting with the divine, trusting in the divine, trusting in your highest self. So one more time, when I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. So some of you may also be needing to start some type of meditation practice this week, or, you know, to keep up with your meditation practices, because that will help you stay connected, and it will also help you to, you know, receive those messages of guidance and to hear your intuition more clearly. All right, love. So we're going to end this reading with some self-care oracle cards. This is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck, and these are just little you know, action steps that you can take to give yourself a little bit extra love and self-care this week. All right, Spirit, what's our self-care for this week? So first we have 17, create art. Yes, what did I say with the wheel, the loom, crocheting, create art? If you're feeling called to create something this week, make sure that you are honoring that call. I'm going to take this top card here. 6, build strength. Build strength. With this card coming out, I feel that this is more so about the energy that you're going to be working through this week. You are going to be being guided to build inner strength, okay? This sense of strength and trust, trusting the universe, trusting yourself. You are so strong. And Spirit's saying here, you know, you have already gone through change many times in your life, okay? This is just a process that we go through in life. When we come to earth, we agree to go through these lessons of change, these experiences of change, because if we don't go through moments of change and transformation, then again, you know, we're always going to be stuck in these same spaces, same places, same relationships. And sometimes we have to go through these changes. We have to let go of things in order to grow and to build up on our strength, okay? But know that you are strong and that you will get through this, and you can get through this, and you have all the power to get through this, okay? Tap into that inner strength. You got this. Spirit's also saying, like, starting a workout routine or maybe going to the gym and building your physical strength may also help you to come into the awareness of your inner strength, okay? All right, our last one here is 37, music. We have a lot of 7s. We have the 7th chakra, number 17, and then we have 37 here. So music, I feel that this goes hand in hand with the create art. So some of you may be musicians, and maybe your expression of creating art is through creating music. I'm also seeing some of you need to just get out of your headspace a little bit and get into the flow of music, you know, dancing, allowing yourself to sing. Even if you don't consider yourself like a great singer, you know, let yourself belt out some tunes and just, you know, let yourself sing. Even if it's like silly things, like maybe you start singing about things that you're doing in your day-to-day. I'm being referred to the show New Girl. What is the character's name? Jess. I think her name's Jess. And like, she just sings randomly. So Spirit's saying that some of you may need to kind of embody that energy and just randomly sing about things that you're doing, because this helps you to get excited about what you're doing. And it also raises your vibration and, you know, putting some creativity into what you're doing and expressing yourself through voice and through song, okay? And then the other message coming through, again, this is a reiteration of last week's collective update, is listening to higher vibrational sounds. So sound frequencies, you can do this through, you know, like a Google search, a YouTube search. There are tons of guided meditations or guided like sound frequencies that you can listen to on those apps and spaces. Okay, so higher vibrational music will also help you to tap into those higher vibrational frequencies and, honoring yourself, honoring your intuition, and connecting you to the divine. All right, loves, I think that's it for today's messages. I thank you so much for tuning in to this week's collective energy update. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. And I love hearing from you all on how these messages resonate with you. So if you feel called to, please comment down below. I try my best to respond to everybody. And I really appreciate connecting with you all and communicating with you through the comments or through DMs. But that's it for this week's collective energy update. I thank you so much again. I'm sending you all love. Have a beautiful week.